Kweebecs! You have heard about them, right? They are perhaps the most easily recognisable Hytale NPCs and have branched out across the community. While we don't know everything about these small woodland creatures, they are described by the developers as some of Hytale's friendlier inhabitants and your earliest allies. However, these creatures are not to be underestimated, and not everything is as it seems with these deceptive tree folk. Buckle up, as today I will be explaining the hottest Hytale theory you have ever heard and telling you the truth about the menace that has come to doom us all. My name is Chaos, you are watching Hycast, and make sure you got your flamethrower ready, you are going to need it. Before I descend into the bulk of this theory, allow me to clear up a few things. There seems to be some misconceptions about the Kweebecs. They are not some cuddly koala people. No, these are territorial, predatory and outright aggressive beasts that will stab you to death in your sleep if you get on their bad side. Don't let the front cover deceive you. I'll tell you right now how capable these things really are. The Kweebecs share their home with another race you should be familiar with, known as Trorcs. Big, bulky, spear and axe carrying creatures that you'd think would make for the perfect Kweebec chopping machines. Those axes are pretty big after all, and based on all that body mass, I'd assume your average Trorc would have the strength to cut a Kweeb in half with a single well-placed strike. Except something is wrong. You see, the Trorcs and the Kweebecs share the same home, that being Zone 1. This means they compete for land and resources in this zone. What's more is that we know the Trorcs are not exactly the friendliest bunch, so unless you are telling me the Trorcs and Kweebecs have managed to reach some, diplomatic understanding, the conflict between the two races is all but inevitable. Now, the mere fact alone that Kweebecs exist and are not extinct means that they are at the very least capable of competing with the mighty Trorcs for both land and resources, meaning that these allegedly cute and innocent tree creatures are able to defeat the larger, stronger, and most likely physically superior creatures in combat. What? This sounds pretty darn confusing, because you'd expect a Trorc to be able to defeat the Kweebecs, unless severely outnumbered, so what's going on here? Realistically, there are two ways the Kweebecs could achieve this continuous victory, or at the very least a stalemate against their superior foes, and let me tell you right now, both of these options are very much disturbing. Theory number 1. The work of Varen. To understand this theory, I would like you just for a moment to forget all you think or know you think about Kweebecs and just listen. The Kweebecs are not the natural inhabitants of Zone 1, or Orbis for that matter. They are in fact an invasive species. That's right, you heard me. The Kweebs that such a large percentage of the community has fallen victim to are nothing more than invaders, sent with the twisted goal of destroying the ecological balance of Orbis and wiping out all the true natural inhabitants, aka the Trorcs of Zone 1. It is also possible that the Kweebecs have wiped out the human population from Zone 1, which is an explanation for the overgrown ruins which seem to be older than the ones in other zones. Perhaps the appearance of Kweebecs forced humans deeper into less hospitable zones, where they were eventually wiped out and or corrupted themselves. But sent by who, I hear you ask? Well, none other than Varen, of course. Just think about it. Varen doesn't seem to be the type of villain to be doing the work himself. No, instead we see that he largely relies on minions and the work of some form of corruption. Now, monsters and skeletons are one way to do it, but I don't think his plans there have been working that great. At least, he doesn't seem to have full control of Orbis if you ask me. So what's the best thing an evil villain can do to resolve this? It is quite simple. You trick the player into doing your evil deeds for you via a race of talking trees that a lot of players will be tricked by. That's right, if you are fighting for the Kweebecs, you have been deceived. Varen's plans are working, and the Kweebec quest will only end with you accidentally freeing Varen and dooming the world. GG, well played, you just got bamboozled and now everyone is dead. This was Theory 1, and I certify it as the official BTKA and Hycast canon moving forward. However, I have an alternative theory that some of you may find to be more agreeable. In fact, I believe that even you tree-loving fellows will be able to find reason in this one. At least, that's the plan. Before I do though, allow me to start installing the Hytale beta. Just kidding, I don't have the Hytale beta, but maybe you will if you hit the like button and subscribe. 9 in 10 dentists agree that you'll be 1 step closer to the Hytale beta if you like the video, and 2 steps closer if you are also subscribed. By the way, if you really love our heartwarming videos, just like this one, there is now a way you can directly help us make more of them at a faster rate. Hycast is now monetized, and you can become a channel member, gain access to some spicy emotes, badges, and officially support our quest to burn the Kweebecs. Or bribe us not to. All money from memberships will get reinvested into our channel. Thank you very much for your support. Please do not ask us for academic sources, those dentists were totally legit. Okay, if Kweebecs are not an invasive species sent by Varman as part of his evil plan to take over Orbis, how are they able to fight the Trorks and, well, survive? Well, turns out it could be a very simple answer. The Kweebecs can survive by being deviously smart. I mean, the Kweebecs are probably so cunning in their combat tactics that Dream, Technoblade, and Sun Tzu all look like amateurs by comparison. Ambushes, guerrilla warfare, and traps are all in the Kweebecs' sap. It's terrifying. As an example, the Kweebs are literally the Vietnamese soldiers of Hytale, hiding amongst the trees and catching both Trorks, and most likely humans, alike completely by surprise. You do not want to face these guys, and we haven't even seen the Leaf Rangers in combat yet. Those things must be nothing short of killing machines, probably hunting Trorks, bears, and wolves just for the heck of it. Make no mistake here, Kweebecs are dangerous. If you don't kill them first, they will not hesitate in stabbing their spears right through your heart. Thus far, we have identified one weakness that we can exploit for our own survival. Doing so could be the difference between life or death. Fire. It should come with no surprise that Kweebecs, being made of wood, most likely will make for some good firewood, and as such incendiary weapons such as flaming swords, firebombs and flamethrowers will be the best line of defense. This is confirmed by the recent Hypixel team tweet, in which Rosen has said that fireballing trees to cut them down is the new meta. Polina further confirms this by telling us that the Kweebecs may indeed be scared of this and that they hide, so fire will indeed be the best way to go. As the cherry on top, we decimated Noxie's poll with Kweebecs being burnable, winning by a landslide, although Noxie still reserves the right to ignore this if age restriction becomes a problem. I don't think we need to worry. If not for this feature, the age rating would be significantly higher due to all the rotten corpses scattered around the forest of Zone 1, fallen victims of the Kweebec menace. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention until now, Kweebecs have teeth. What do they need teeth for, I ask? Huh? I thought they get their food via photosynthesis. Also, here's another worrying fact. Their eyes are in the front of their heads, meaning they are predators and hunters. I don't even want to think about it, but chances are these things are carnivores and will eat your head if given the chance. I don't want to jump to any conclusions of course, but I'm going to be keeping my distance until at least I got a torch or an axe within the game. We don't know what secrets these so-called peaceful creatures hold. It's better to be prepared. To better increase your own chances of survival, I recommend you join the BTKA, or the Burn the Kweebecs Association. You can do so by following the account on Twitter and joining its imminent Discord server. Strength in numbers, remember. The threats here cannot be underestimated. The Kweebecs are evil, and we got to stay safe. If you are interested about Hytale's potentially pending second trailer, go watch this video on the left of your screen. Alternatively, if you want to hear a discussion with a real Kweebec, be warned though, he does bite, the interview on the right is what you are after. Thank you so much for watching, and wait, hello? Is somebody here?